Okay, folks, welcome back to Dragon Works. Try to do this quick so I can get back to work because what I found was just blew my mind, and I need to share it with you. 2007 Harley Davidson Softail Custom. You may remember last week it came in for an unrelated situation to what we're working on now, and I was taking it out for a test ride to see how it was running when I discovered that the front end might be falling off. So I quickly got my butt back here to the shop, and what I found was the front end was extremely loose. And I did a video on that and showed that, and I already was asked to replace the fork seal, so we're going to be tearing the front end apart and everything. So I said, well, let's just go ahead and get a set of bearings. We'll put in there, because if they're not bad, they will be, after that situation. But what I found just totally blew my mind. So stick with me here, see if you can follow along. I have this turned around right now for viewing purposes. It actually goes the other way, but I'll get into that. So this is an aftermarket set of triple trees. There's the top clamp, and here's the bottom set. And the story goes that he was talked into buying this set from a custom bike shop that ended up going out of business, and then had, I think, somebody else install them later or what have you. And what had happened is someone installed this without the bearing retainer, this locking nut. This sets your preload for your bearings and retains the bearing, and then you put your top clamp on with the jam nut, and that holds it all together as one unit. This was installed up in the neck, all the way up top, with no retainer here, just this cap bolt or nut holding this whole front end on. Then it has a set screw that goes in here, which wasn't even tight. So this thing had been spinning and coming loose. It's actually jammed in there because of the angle it's been riding for the last 10 years has been crooked. So it's actually forged in there. I tried to push it out with a punch with no success here. I'm going to deal with it when I get it off, but it doesn't matter. It's trash anyway. So once again, this whole front end on this bike was being held on with that one nut. Let me show you how crooked this was. So it had this real bad squeaking sound, and that's why I originally thought that the bearings were going to be real bad. But the squeaking sound were these top shims that were digging into the frame because it was so crooked. Look at that. Let me see if I can get the camera on this. I think you can see what I'm talking about. So part of this shim here, it's just basically a cover for the bearing and everything, was that crooked. That's how crooked this front end was. Now I ended up bending this one back so I could see what was going on here, but it actually dug into this one. This part up top was completely pushed in, and this is just a jagged, sharp edge right there that was digging into the frame, and that's what the squeaking was. It was over here digging into the back of this frame right here. There's a big wear mark. But yeah, that's what was going on. That's how loose this thing was. So, wow, man. I'm just surprised that nothing happened. It was so loose that you could have got that death wobble for sure. The guy never had much trouble with it. I think the rake on it helped it because the weight actually held the front end tight. It was even hard to tell when it was sitting on the ground that it had this problem. But as soon as I went over a bump leaving the entrance out here, I felt the clunk real bad. That's when I said something's just not right. But I never in my life would imagined that this is what I found. I mean, there was nothing even, they just had this clamp smashed right down on top of that bearing with no preload, no nothing, just cranked the bolt down and that was it. So yeah, it just amazes me, some of the stuff I come across. Okay, so you think that's bad, but it gets worse. So then the customer, I call him and I said, man, this is really messed up. We're going to have to buy another set of triple trees or something. This just ain't right. Also, This shaft wobbles on this bottom clamp pretty bad. I mean, it's actually shaking. I can't really, I had to hold them with one hand and show you. I mean, it's a piece of crap, right? We already got that. Okay, enough on that point. But hang on one second, bear with me, because I want to show you this. So I tell him, you know, we need a set, and he goes, well, I'll just bring the old set, the original set, because I still have it. Oh, okay. So he brings it over, and, you know, we talk about everything and what have you. And then he leaves, and I'm looking through the parts. You're going to love this. So this is the box that the aftermarket came in, and you're going to love this. So I spin it around. Can you believe that? All them years where this box been sitting there, you know. But yeah, so whoever installed them, that he gave them the box with the parts in it, and they put it on. I mean, I can't believe they didn't know that it, you know, a guy's working on bikes and he doesn't know you have to have that retainer on there. That's number one, but it says it right on the box that it's missing the part. So they just put it together anyway. And I believe he's been running around for 10 years or something, he told me, like that, and didn't have any kind of problem. So yeah, that just blew my mind. I couldn't believe it. You just never know anymore, man. I find the craziest stuff in here. But anyway, thought you all might like to know. You might have saw the introductory video on this. And now I gotta, because I gotta change this top one, now I gotta back up and take off all these electrical wires and connectors and pull them up through the stop clamp and get them down through this original one and get these back on for now. And then maybe he'll change it later on. He's might go wild and customize the whole thing again or something, but we got to get him safe, get him back on the road. And that's what matters right now. So yeah, thought you might find that interesting. I got to get back to work, folks. Sorry, can't stay with you all day. Got to get busy. Like, tag, subscribe, share, what have you. Peace out.